Well, my name is Cormier. Hello, welcome. And tonight I will be presenting my story of my 4 years here at UM-Dearborn. So, like Nico, I also graduated from high school in May of 2020, meaning my first semester at UM-Dearborn was that weird fall semester where professors literally had about 3 months to figure out their entire lives online. And it was super, super disorienting for everyone. My senior year of high school, I thought I would be in a classroom like this, looking at someone face to face, making a bunch of pals, and being able to actually meet my professor. That road looked pretty open, clear blue skies, and I was about to floor at 80 on a highway. And then all of a sudden COVID hit and everything stopped. I found a dream school after I took my ACT in Canada. I was like, yes, this is gonna be so awesome. Obviously, I did not end up in Canada. Thank goodness though, because even though my experience here started at a desk a little bit bigger than that, but no shelving and 2 more cats than are pictured here, I'm so happy that I ended up here. My first year and a half was looking a little like a spooky forest where you couldn't really quite see what was around the corner. And it was really nerve-wracking, it was super impersonal. I love being able to talk to people, just seeing students' names on Canvas, not seeing a face, and then all of a sudden sophomore year you are in an accounting class and you're like, oh, I think I remember your last name. I have no idea who you are, what you like to do in your free time, but it's so nice to finally meet you. But the Talent Gateway, my freshman year, I kind of took it as like a game. Everybody had their COVID hobbies. Well, the Talent Gateway was kind of one of mine. Especially my sophomore year, I literally used it as like a game. Instead of scrolling on Instagram or like watching a movie, I would just pull up Canvas and I'd be like, okay, we're just gonna do a challenge right now, just for fun, try to get more involved in stuff. And that's what it became, and I really, really enjoyed it. And through the Talent Gateway, we're always asked to reflect after each challenge. And throughout the 4 years, I've had a lot of reflecting. And it's been so cool to just see how I've ended up here, because I really didn't think I would be standing here about 3.5 years ago. So through the Talent Gateway and just in my college experience in general, I have learned the easy way and the hard way that you won't be the best at every single thing you do. Some of those BA 100 classes where I could pretty much write a paper in my sleep, that was great. And then I got to accounting 299 and checks and balances really kicked my butt. So just finding out, the strengths and the weaknesses, knowing that there's always room for improvement and being excited about that, really being able to come into my own person and find out those strengths and weaknesses and really kind of share those with people in the College of Business as well. Seeing other points of view, there's a whole section in the Talent Gateway of like getting out of your comfort zone. One of my favorite ones was when you had to go to like a new restaurant, and my friend whose family is from Yemen, she took me to a Yemenese coffee shop, and oh my goodness, so good. It's right on Michigan Ave. Starts with a Q. You can find it on Google Maps, would recommend. But just seeing the other points of view, getting to know people outside of my culture, UM-Dearborn is such an amazing place to see people from a huge range of demographics. And that's been super cool to get to know people from the past 4 years. And along with, seeing new worldviews, getting to shape your own, that means you're setting new goals for yourself as well, which is another huge thing from the Talent Gateway. After every challenge, we were asked, how does this align with your career, academic, and personal goals? And the first time I read that question in the challenge, I just sat there and was like, this has never been asked to me before. It was such an interesting concept to have each of my goals in a different category. But after, a few years of doing these challenges and getting asked the same question every single time, I really understood that they tie into each other so deeply. So your career goals, where do I start? Freshman year, I'm like, I want to have one. That's all I know. And now I'm like, okay, I'm in marketing, I've got a minor in French, I could go to a French-speaking country, and everybody always asks me, are you gonna go to France and do marketing for them? I don't know, I could, hopefully, maybe, but where do I even start? Sending out applications, doing all the fun adult things, And it's been super cool to see the career opportunities that are before me because of all the networking connections at UM-Dearborn. And that also ties into the academic, you gotta get a degree. So learning inside the classroom, that book knowledge, that's super great, but also learning how to apply it. Building your resume, doing all the extracurricular things. And, working is super fun, learning is super fun, but sometimes it's not super fun and you can get a little burnt out, which is kind of where I think the personal goals come in. Having a personal goal of, maybe you have a really cool hobby that, may or may not tie into your academic or career life. Honestly, sometimes a goal for me in a week is have 30 minutes of reading time a day, or maybe it's sit down on Saturday and watch a movie because I've done so much this week. But that really helps with the burnout, We can't be all work, no play. You gotta find that work-life balance. Which brings me to new opportunities. So I have had the absolute honor of studying abroad twice now, thanks to UM-Dearborn. That's been one of my, if not the highlight of my whole college career. So I went to France in 2022. We were there for just about 10 days. We did a history culture course. I got to use my French, which was super cool. Getting to ask people, where are the stairs? All that stuff. Can I have a croissant? Yes, I did ask that. But the culture, the history, using those language skills, learning about the architecture, I think architecture's cool, but I had no idea what there's 4 different types of columns you can have. That was cool. I got to paint the Mona Lisa, so side note, I'm the president of the French club, and we do an Art de-Stress event every year, which is actually happening right now. And we painted the Mona Lisa, so of course I had to bring Mona to meet Mona. And in May this year, I went to Italy for 3 weeks with the ISPM course. I did a behavioral business psych course, and it was absolutely amazing to just be fully immersed in the culture with the students. We did a group project, me and my friend Sam, we did a group project with this girl named Phoebe from Hungary, and it was so cool to just learn about their culture, their history, the different kinds of work ethics. So it also really helped with the self-sufficiency. Dearborn is a commuter college. I still live with my parents, gotta save that money. Hi. And it's been super cool to kind of get out of the little Dearborn, Michigan bubble and go abroad and really just hone in on those cross-cultural competencies. So that's been super cool. And now here I am at the midway point of my last year, and I'm kind of asking myself, am I ready? And looking back over the past 4 years, seeing how, I started school from behind a computer screen, much like this one in front of me, and then I got suddenly thrown into a bunch of different new opportunities that I didn't even know existed, and I honestly couldn't have hoped for more. Gaining confidence in and out of the classroom. I'm also an SI leader for the critical thinking course, Philosophy 233. It's super fun. I love engaging with students. I love being able to teach them not really how to think critically. It's more like solving puzzles, but maybe they're thinking more critically now. But confidence in there, growing in leadership skills to a point, being president of French Club, running their social media, balancing things, making those connections has been really sometimes stressful and taxing, but it's been so, so good. And I wouldn't have traded it for the world. I had some really big shoes to fill, but I'm loving every minute of it. Being out of my comfort zone, I am constantly challenging myself more and more every day. Freshman year, I probably would have a really hard time, just going up and talking to people, even sitting next to me. But now in my classes, I'm like, hey, how's it going, everyone? We're here, go team. And so just seeing personality develop in the past 4 years has also been really quite a treat. And team building skills, go team. I love working with other people. That's something COVID could not give me. But luckily, that's something that UM-Dearborn has. I'm currently in 4 group projects. So there's no lack of teamwork here. And kind of like this guy, as opposed to that spooky little forest that I pictured in the beginning, I'm on this mountain climb, and I can kind of see a little bit in front of me now, and I'm so ready, and I'm so thankful that everything that UM-Dearborn's given me, and I'm ready to graduate and to make a career. Thank you.